True to New Sound Radio, 92 FM. This is the Community Hour, and I'm Pete Day, now tucked away behind rows of terraced houses. I don't know, little patches of land that would, I don't know, otherwise be just wasteland. I mean, even on people's patios, balconies, even on their window ledges, you'll find people gardening. Right away across East London, people are spending their time, effort, and often a fair old sum of money as well, on tending their gardens. For some, it's growing vegetables to eat. For others, spectacular flower displays. Or for others, it's the thrill of growing some exotic plant rarely seen in this country. Well, here to tell us what draws people into gardening, in particular the attraction for local people here in East London, we're joined now live in the studio by Jeff Juden from the East London Garden Society. Jeff, thanks for joining us here on New Sound Radio 92 FM.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks a lot for inviting me down here.
OK, well, that's it. How did you first get involved in gardening? And what drew you into it?
I've always been a passionate gardener myself. You know, I love growing vegetables. And there came a time when I said, no, how do I answer these questions? Where do I get this vegetable from? Where can I get those seeds from? And four of us got together, and nobody knew the answers, and we didn't even know some of the questions. I said, this is stupid. Why don't we get together and do something? So let's ask many people, because many people in East London are gardeners. Let's get them all together. We can raise funds for ourselves, put the funds back into gardening, have flower shows and events which are concerned with gardening. This happens outside of London, but not in London itself.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it happens outside London, not in London?
I think there's more of a community activity. For instance, you ought to have the local garden flower show in a local village.
Yeah.
It brings the community together.
It's a classic one, that, yeah.
There are flower shows which happen in London, like Hampstead or de Beauvoir, but they are themselves restricted with their own society level.
Right.
Our society
it's like
level,
Chelsea Flower Show, but how could you get involved in that? You'd have to be like a top gardener or whatever.
Well, Chelsea Flower Show, you know, if you're from Bolivia or someplace like that, you can get in there very easily and pay lots of money. And to buy a ticket for Chelsea, I think about £50 a throw.
Is it really as much as that?
As much as that, you know, and generally speaking, you can't get in because it's all sold out. So people decide, let's do one for ourselves in East London, you know. We can make East London happen and beautiful.
OK, that sounds good. All right, so we talk about that. I mean, how did all these people find each other and get together? Because in some ways I always see gardening saying a bit of a solitary thing, really. You're out there, you know, you're out there with your spade and you're digging away in the seeds. Or is it not like that at all?
Hardly solitary. There are many organisations around, like Transform, Edible East, Capital Growth, to name a few, when they all have people within them, but they do what they do within their own selves. They don't seem to branch out. There's nothing around for a soul gardener in a garden who wishes to have some information, who wishes to be able to know what to grow, who wishes to get some funds to build a greenhouse, etc. They cannot get funding from anybody.
Right.
You know? There's no way they can go to get information or advice. We are here for them. There are community gardens available. They are on board with us. They also believe in the principle of gardening is good.
OK, yeah. When you say gardening's good, why do you think gardening is good for you?
Pete, it ticks all the boxes. It's social cohesion. I'll tell you a little story now. Some time ago, which totally amazed me, out of the blue, I met this young chap. He had a Bangladeshi mother, could not speak a word of English.
Right.
Next door was a Vietnamese woman, could not speak a word of English. Guess how they talk now? Through gardening.
OK, right, OK. And actually brought people together and
brings people together.
And also learning about other things other than
learning
just...
about other things, you know. It's good for therapy, to actually produce a great flower with smells, with perfumes, to have your own vegetables, which are fantastic to eat. A lot better than any local supermarket never provide for you.
Yeah.
And there's so much surplus vegetable going on compost, which people just want to get rid of, you know, or just give away or sell or something. And it's all locally grown in East London.
Yeah. I mean, what sort of vegetables do you grow?
This year, the weather's not been very kind to us, as you know, but potatoes, tomatoes, runner beans, courgettes, I get on, onions, I get on and on and on. Okay. I'm a passionate vegetable gardener myself.
Oh, exactly. Right. You're the vegetable person.
I'm the vegetable side. I'm a passionate vegetable gardener, yeah.
OK. And because some people, of course, some people, of course, haven't got gardens. Can you still grow things if you haven't got a garden?
You can grow things indoors.
What can you grow? You can't grow vegetables indoors, can you?
You can grow vegetables indoors.
Go
Indeed,
on,
you can. even a child can grow cress indoors.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
yeah.
so you can grow tomatoes indoors, a bit of window, anything indoors you want to. You can't grow, of course, trees indoors and things like that. Except for bonsai trees. You can't grow an oak tree.
You go some of those places down the city, they haven't got trees. That's actually not true. You can grow trees indoors.
That's true, yes, it's true. In the city they can do that. They have the money to do that, you see.
Well, you do. You have to have quite a big flat to do that as well. You have to sort of do some building, things.
Yeah, you do for that. Yeah, but you can grow from just a small flower pot. You can grow some kind of vegetable if you want to. Like the easiest one, I think, is a chili. But you can grow anything you want to grow. Hydroponically, you can grow indoors as well, which is not having soil. You grow it from nutrient-rich water.
Ah, go on, explain this.
Hydroponics is the growing without soil. It's a nutrient solution which is given to the plants. This was first discovered in the 17th century and is widely used, most probably in arid countries and polar regions, whereby they can grow food. I think the most explainable way of saying this is, did you ever see 2001 Space Odyssey? They had hydroponic garden there.
I remember it. You can turn your living room into that.
You can turn your living room into a hydroponic garden if you want to.
Okay. Now, the East London Garden Society, how many people are involved in this?
Well, supporters and members, it's incalculable. We have 88,000 people who are following us on Facebook.
How many?
88,000. They want to know about gardening in East London. We had 6,000 people up last week, which we reached out, discussing us every week on Facebook. They want to know about East London gardening.
Yeah.
We had 200 people every day talking about us. They want to know about East London gardening. There's a need out there.
I never realised that gardening was so big.
Gardening is the biggest hobby in this country.
Really?
It really is. And there's nothing for Londoners to get together and show their exhibits or show their potatoes and onions and be involved with gardening on a greater concern, basically.
Okay. Now, if there was somebody listening and think, I wouldn't mind doing a bit, maybe they grew a bit of cress when they was a kid or something like that, and they're thinking, I wouldn't mind, I've got a little bit of patio out the back there, or they've got a bit of a window ledge, or they want to grow something indoors, or maybe they've got a garden. How could they get started? People say, well, I don't know anything about it. How could they get started? Where do they go for advice? What could they do?
Well, advice is always free, and chat is cheap, as they always say, and we give that out all the time. But if you want to be more and more involved, you could join the society, and we could help you build your garden.
Okay. What would people come out? Do you have meetings? Do you have
We have meetings, yes. But it's usually over the internet.
Okay.
Because East London is a big area. You're talking about Hackney, Tower Hamlets, Newham, Redbridge, etc., places like that.
Right.
And to have a meeting once a month or something is going to be rather difficult. So we usually do it over the internet.
Okay, and of course people have different commitments.
Different commitments, etc. They can't come up
whatever,
or a particular meeting or something. They can't get there. For instance, just I think a week ago on our Facebook, somebody put down this particular fungi. Said, "What is this fungi called? I want to know what it's called." And within an hour, the name was on the Facebook.
Oh,
I did not know what the name was.
You could have blagged yourself. You could have blagged yourself. We'd all believed you.
I could have blagged myself. Yes, they don't need anyone to poison us. But somebody within the hour, somebody gave the name of the fungi. If somebody wants to know something about gardening, they put it on our Facebook, on our webbook, on our WordPress.com blog, you'll get an answer.
We'll do that at the end. You'll have to give those out at the end, so we can do that. Are there any particular pitfalls? People who sort of just started to get into gardening. Is there a common mistake that people make? Do you think?
Common mistake is fear. Basically, fear. All you have to do, just spread a few seeds on the ground and watch them grow. And if they grow, you don't have to have green fingers. Everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Whatever seeds, just put it on the ground. If they grow, and the animals don't eat them, obviously, then your passion starts.
Okay.
Because they start growing. It's a birth. It's a renaissance. It's a birth.
I was actually exaggerating. I have grown a couple. I've never really been a gardener, but I've grown some things sometimes. And there is something. I remember growing some courgettes once. And I used to go out there and look at just one plant, and it was just there was something really amazing about it.
It's really amazing.
And I don't know, just to see these things grow in front of us. And then I sort of picked them and I carefully cut them up and cooked them and ate them. And then there was something magic about it. It's sort of like connecting with something as well.
It is connecting with nature. So what we used to do, our ancestors used to do those in the not medieval times, Neolithic times, I think, hunting and gathering. Even now there's a great thing about foraging in East London. Yes. I know they do it in East Ham Park, East Ham Nature Reserve.
They do,
to find what you can actually eat. I think
there's one coming up this weekend as well.
To find out what you can actually eat. And for instance, this last couple of weeks, thousands of plums just dropped from the trees. And you just go and pick them up. I had a gorge for about 3 days, just on plums, And also with hawthorn, when I was a child, all these things are lost. hawthorn, when I was a child, we called it bread and cheese. The reason is you could put the leaves between bread and with cheese, and it made it taste better. With the hawthorn itself, the berries you can make into jam, and the seeds you can crush down to coffee. These things you can do, and these things are cheaper than going to either your local Asda, your Tesco's, or whatever the supermarket of your choice is. You can do these yourselves.
Yeah, we've lost something somewhere, haven't we?
We've lost a lot of stuff, and it's still all in us. It's still all in us. Luckily, people are still around associated with the Garden Society who know these things.
Okay,
and I want to give this information out to you for free.
Now, I understand you've got a special event coming up, haven't you?
Oh, thank you, Pete. We do indeed. The first ever flower show for Londoners in East London.
Wow, this is a first. This is a first. Okay.
A totally new concept. New concept. It is a flower show. But people say to me, a flower show, but we grow vegetables. I say, hey, come on board. A flower show brings vegetables and flowers together because vegetables also have flowers with them. The whole concept is you bring them down, you show them, you be proud of them, you enjoy them, and you exhibit them. You get a prize for what you've shown, and you become show champion. And we can have a great affair this particular weekend on the 15th, 16th of September.
Okay, a couple of weeks' time, yeah.
In a couple of weeks' time, yeah.
Okay. And is this just open to gardeners, or can anybody go along to this?
It's open to the public on the 16th of September.
We're
We're flying in people from Africa to show flowers.
Really?
Really.
And they're coming all the way over to... Whereabouts is this? Go on, tell me where
They're coming from St. Teresa's Church, Obiama, Obioama, if I'm correct in saying it, Enugu State in Nigeria.
Really? Just a show?
They're coming over to show our flowers. The concept of the flower show is particularly English, but the concept can travel. Right. I've already been asked to go to Paris to speak to somebody over there because they want the similar concept to what we're having in London in Paris.
They don't have flower shows in Paris.
No, apparently not.
That's incredible, isn't it? Okay, right. Okay, 15th, 16th September, where?
It's Newham City Farm.
Okay.
And the doors are open on a Sunday, which is the public day, from 10:00 hours.
Okay.
If you want to exhibit, you must come down on Saturday, which is the 15th of September, be there by about 900 hours. To show your vegetables. Anybody can come down. To be an exhibitor is free. It will gain you free entrance to the flower show the following day.
Okay.
We have many activities associated coming down. We have entertainment down there, for instance. Music entertainment.
Really? Because the music down... This sounds like a good day out, doesn't it?
It's a fabulous day out.
It's a
fabulous day out.
And this is Newham City Farm, which is on Stansfield Road. It's down in Beckton, isn't it?
Beckton,
for people who
yes.
don't know the Newham City Farm.
Yeah.
It's just easiest way to get there is on a DLR, isn't it?
The Royal Albert. It's by your wonderful new town hall.
That's it, yes, that's it. Was it 1,000 or whatever they call
something
it?
Like that. Something like that. Well, your wonderful new town hall.
Sort of thing, yeah. Whether it's wonderful or not, we'll have to come back and we'll discuss how wonderful or not. I'm not going to get diverted onto that. I want to stick to this gardening thing, yeah? Okay. And I'll tell you what we're going to have to go to the break in a minute, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tell us how people can contact the East London Garden Society.
Okay, cool. You get us on Facebook, the East London Garden Society.
So what do you do? Go to Facebook. If people are members of it, they just type that in and then they'll just find that. Yeah, East London Garden Society.
That is correct, Pete. That's correct, Pete. We're also on eastlondongardensociety.wordpress.com, which is our blog.
Okay, yeah, and so it's blog and a website as well. You've got some other information on this.
Well, yes.
Yeah, so that's all one word, East London Garden Society, all one word, .wordpress.com. Okay.
And also, it's eastlondongardens@gmail.com.
So that's all one word, at
eastlondongardens@gmail.com.
gmail.com. That's a great way of doing it. Okay, I tell you, we're going to have to go to the break, but there's one question I just want to ask you before we go there, which is, there's one reason that gardening is sort of like so vital. And I can see that there's passion in what you're saying. If there's one reason that you feel like this about gardening, what would that be?
Gardening has to be happening because it provides a better environment for everybody. It provides wonderful areas for bees in which to pollinate. And we all need bees because if the bees die, the world dies. So the more gardening we do with flowers and or vegetables, we not only save ourselves, we save the environment.
Jeff Juden from the East London Garden Society. Thanks for joining us here on New Sound Radio 92 FM. But you will stay, won't you? Because after the break, we've got a special report on disabled people, an event that they organised last weekend, all about different things, problems that they face. And it's all around the Paralympics. You'd stay for that, won't you?
OK, Pete, sure.
आपके बिजनेस को चार चांद लगाने के लिए